What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Danny-O. Let's go. And we're back at it again with episode number 19. If it's your first time here, thank you for tuning in. If you're returning, we continue to thank you for your love and continued support in helping our community and channel to grow. With that, we did hit a huge milestone of 200 subscribers on YouTube. We want to thank you all for helping us get there. And with that, we will be having a giveaway at the end of our next episode. And the way to enter that is by commenting on this one. Once more, we did hit 200 subs and we thank you guys. We're gonna go do this giveaway of the Kendall Hall Simba foil that is signed. So the way to enter that is, of course, commenting on this video, and we will be doing that raffle on the next video. On today's episode, I have Carlos, Cesar, and Ethan here talking about their deck list that they took over this past weekend at these great events that these stores hosted. We had Rob's event that was in CX from Red Saber Games in the city of Rancho Cucamonga with over 95 players. We had an event that just happened yesterday and Sunday in San Diego. A lot of the Cookout members went, a lot of support for these stores. We want to thank you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is the Lorcana Cookout.
So today, guys, we're just gonna go over basically our weekend, how the two tournaments went for us, and then we're just gonna go over some lists for you guys. And we did hear the feedback in the comments, so even though maybe some of us didn't perform, we'll still show the list so you guys kind of see what we played in case you guys were interested. But yeah, so we'll start off with, let's see. I guess we'll start off with showing the list and kind of how we did. And sorry to put you on blast, Ethan, but I guess we'll start with you since you didn't actually top, since we're going to go over the topping list.
Yep, for sure.
We'll start with you
Sounds
since
good.
you didn't top. So
Yeah.
if you want to just kind of give a quick breakdown of the highlights of your day and the not highlights of your day. And
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I didn't top because I'm bad, so that's always fun. I went, overall record was 5-2, which was the same as last week. And yeah, the deck played really, really well. I had the cards in that made some changes from last week. I added another Naveen, I took out the Auroras, and I added another Aerial, and I added 2 Benjas for the blue-red matchup because Coil is really annoying to deal with. Overall, I think the list did what I wanted it to do. Round 1, I played versus Cesar, and I got my shit clapped, like, super bad. I lost game 1. He had like 3 cards left in his deck. The wheels were good. The first wheel was very good. I wheeled away a Sisu, 2 Sisus, which is very good. But then the game went too long. I couldn't close it out, and he was doing really well in answering my board. And then game 2 was kind of a blowout. I was on the play, but after the first wheel, I drew into a really awkward hand that doesn't help versus his board. I had like 3 Zeuses in hand and like no singers, so it was pretty bad. And then the rest of the day, and I lost to another blue-red matchup, 2-0. And that was annoying. Definitely annoying. I think it's a winnable matchup, but sometimes just not in your favor, I guess. But overall on the day, I played 4 blue-reds, and I beat 2 of them. And then the deck, I built the deck to beat all the steel mirror matches, like steel whatever color. And the deck performed like I wanted it to into steel matchups, like really well into steel matchups. I would 2-0 every single other steel matchup that I played, just because Ariel is really good. So, yeah, overall, feel good about the deck. I enjoy playing the game on hard mode because I know blue-red's everywhere, so I like playing on hard mode.
apparently a lot of people still do.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm not playing, like I know the deck is technically it's considered aggro, but I like the mid-range control version that it can swap into, it can switch over to. I like having a deck that has multiple lines. I don't want to play just control or just aggro.
Well, your list looks
Yeah,
pretty...
you like to have that choice.
Yeah, your list looks pretty similar to like other lists. Besides, like the only thing I'm seeing that you don't have that other list are currently running are the Nas. But that doesn't help your
Yeah.
blue red matchup at all, right? That just kind of helps
No.
your blue steel matchup.
No, but in place of the Nala is the one Mulan, and the reason for that is because the hands get with the uninkable count is at 17 because I'm playing two Naveen's, and Naveen was actually like the card that would break parity in red blue matchups because it allows you to go where you if you have the whole new world and the Naveen. You never really keep whole new world on the like before mulligan unless you don't have to mulligan at all. You just put it back, but Naveen by himself really like kind of evens the matchup out versus red blue because if they brawl your aerial on 3 and you don't have a Singer 5, it doesn't matter because you could just play Naveen the next turn. So that's the reason I played him. But that pushes your unequal count up to 17, which makes your hands get a little bit cloggy. So Mulan's in there to kind of filter those hands out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
that's it.
I like the list a lot. I mean, I think Bianca's cracked. Like every time you play Bianca,
Good.
it's kind of like, I mean, obviously if like the coil's out, but it's still like I have to double ink to get rid of remove that, which sometimes could be a problem. Like some issues that I see like inexperienced red blue players is not keep that cell in the hand or tipo in the hand to activate like a double coil trigger if need be, which can like ultimately mess you up. And there's sometimes where I inked. I know we're kind of talking about blue red, but there's sometimes like where I inked like the tipo or the thing, and that would be the first thing I think of. I'm like, oh shoot, I was supposed to keep this in case like they play a really big body because right now I have no way to like double trigger coil. So sometimes you have to like back then like old red blue, like sometimes you would just ink those cards after a while because they become useless. But now like you need to keep them to like double trigger coil if you don't have double coil out, right? So. But I like the Bianca a lot, and then I don't know if a lot of people are doing this split, but I do like the 2-3 split on the Criminal Mind and the Zeus. Like I like that a lot.
Oh yeah, Criminal Mind was super good, and at its worst, it's always just inkable. So like in the matchups that, because the deck is kind of fragile at times into certain matchups. Like red blue, it's very fragile, but like other matchups, it can be kind of fragile into purple steel too as well. This card, like, it just makes your inking choices very, very easy. And, like, sometimes, like, you're going to whiff on aerial, right? But, like, you don't, like, if you grab Criminal Mind in a matchup that's, like, it's not going to play, it's just ink. So you just grab it and you take it out of your deck. So it just makes your inking choices super easy. So, yeah, there's a reason for that. And then, like, it's 3 ink. So, like, if you had, like, I remember specifically in my matchup versus Shane, who's a very good red-blue player, and I was fortunate enough to get the 2 out, but he had very awkward hands. But he had played a Sisu on my board where I had like 4 ink, and I had Naveen and Smee and a Neverland out, and like he didn't have the coils or anything to like take my cards lower power, so like, but he had to establish a character. He was really like struggling to get the cards, and the Criminal Mind just being a clean answer to a big body is just so nice. So yeah. That card is still very, very good. So, yep.
Yeah.
Overall, wanted to do better, but it's okay.
Yeah. No, I agree. I like the song ratios. And then I know you mentioned it like earlier, not really like outside of the pod, but you play the shift aerial mainly for the steel matchups, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's so broken at the steel matchups. I think
Yeah, I
Purple
know.
Steel's kind of a hard match. Yeah, Purple Steel's kind of a hard matchup, but this card definitely helps into that matchup
Yeah, it's rough.
significantly.
Yeah, it's rough.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, what happened to you was very unfortunate, right? Like, you bubbled out. I think you're the only X2 that bubbled out of the top 16 play out. Honestly, like, so I didn't like the top 16 play out because it added basically another extra hour to the day. Because now you have to play an extra top cut match, right? But I like it because like once it gets to like 90, 100 player tournaments, like your score to make top cut is like so like tight. Like you like
Yeah, the
you gotta
cuts
be
are
X1
very
basically,
aggressive.
right? So like I do
Yeah, the
kind of
cut
like
is
the top
super
16.
aggressive.
Yeah. I do like the
Yeah.
top 16 once it reaches like 90 players, right? Like 90, 100 players. I'm glad that world class cards did it too, because hopefully that makes like other people do it. Like I'm obviously like I feel like going X2 you should make top cut or at least have a chance to bubble, but to like at a 90 player tournament to go X2 and not even have a chance to bubble in, like that's kind of like strict, right? Like it's very strict
Yeah.
like score to get in.
And yeah, and like my day was pretty rough because like I lost round 1, I won round 2, and then I lost round 3. So I was X2 after round 3, and I had 4 rounds left, and was able to go undefeated the rest of the day, and then to bubble out at 17th is pretty rough. I do agree with you saying that like the cut to top 16 is cool. The extra hour kind of sucks, but I think I'd be more in favor of playing a best of 2 format and cutting to top 16. Like if
Yeah,
it's
I
like
agree with
90
that.
plus
Yeah.
players, doing best of 2 format because it's a little bit faster, and then you can get to top 16 a little bit quicker. So I think that would be a good change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I like. So, I mean, we've talked about it before, like the pros and cons of 2 game format versus best of 3. Like, I like the 2 game format because how many of those, even the like, well, me unfortunately you got too old, but against the other Red Blue you lost, did you at least take them to game 3?
No, I didn't because so like again, it's one of those ones where like I think I got to like 18, 19 lore, just couldn't get there.
So
Both games.
he too old
So
you as well.
he 2-0'd me, but then my other matchups that I won were all 2-0s.
No, okay.
So I
Yeah,
2-0'd everyone
because I was
else.
gonna say like the main thing I like about 2 game format is like when you go into your bad matchup and you get to squeak that game out from them, like
Yeah.
it feels so like good about it because at least you got something. But in a best of 3, when you get into your bad matchup, you lose the die roll and then you
And
squeak a
it's
game
already
out
like
and you squeak a game
Yeah.
out and it doesn't matter because they're back on the play and you know you're just gonna get absolutely wrecked. Like that to me sucks
Yeah.
because you did so much to squeak that game out that at the end they're just gonna clap you and then you don't get nothing for it, and that to me sucks. But I
Yeah,
mean,
you're right, 100%. I agree with you there in that instance. Yeah, like when I'm playing best of 3 and I go against a red or blue, but like I just like I'm able to like high roll or aggro them out on like turn 5 or 6 because they don't have the right hand to deal with my board. That's super nice. And then you lose on the draw. You're like, well, it's okay. I got the 1-1 split, so I get
yeah,
3 points.
at
And
least
then
I
I
get
hope
points,
to
right?
like 2-0 the next few rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what I
Yep.
like about it, but it is what it is. All right, moving on.
Yep.
We'll go onto we'll go on to the. I guess we'll go over Carlos's day next since he lost. You lost in your first top 16 match, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll go over. You're playing Purple Steel, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, by the way, if you
I
guys
don't
didn't
change.
see Ethan's deck name, fire name, by the way.
It would have been better if I made top cut
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, my deck felt really good. Honestly, in Swiss, I went to game 3 twice, and I got 2-0'd. I got 2-0'd twice by a blue steel and by a blue red. And they were both like Oswald item builds. So I feel like I just lost to Oswald, to be honest.
Correct.
And then I 2-0'd I 2-0'd like what 3 times I guess since I went to game 3 twice too. So yeah. So the deck felt solid. Uh, but yeah, the Oswald, my first loss was like basically to Oswald. He saw it both game 1 and game 2 on turn 2, so that was hella rough. Um, and then I played against an Ember Steel. It was more on the aggro side, not really like classic Steel Song. And she's from my locals. So shout out Piglet or Niraja, that's her actual name. Um, and then I played against Blue Steel, Purple Steel Hyper Aggro, and then then against Blue Red, and then against Blue Steel, and then against Blue Steel. I played 4 Blue Steels on Saturday and only
Fire.
lost 1.
So you're the one that took them all out.
You took
Yeah, I
out
was
how
doing my
many-
best,
all
bro.
the blue steals, right? How many blue steals you beat?
You played like 4.
I beat
4.
3, lost to
Oh my
1.
gosh.
Yeah.
You took them, dude. You took them all out. Those are the ones I wanted to see. I kept seeing blue reds. You needed to kill the blue reds, bro.
Yeah, but Blue Red is like a bad matchup for me.
That's true. Yeah. No.
So
Understandable.
yeah, so like because Hector was saying that too. It's like, man, why couldn't I get your pairings? Because I got like so many blue steals too. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, people were like asking me about my list and everything because I was on, because one, I'm on 4 rabbit and 4 genie, and a lot of current purple steel lists are on 4 dog and I believe 4 genie. So yeah, I had tested that before and I didn't like it. I felt like I was always top decking with the dogs, and with rabbit it was just so much easier because yeah, you don't get the double draw immediately, but I mean, usually with the dog, you're gonna drop it when you already have no cards in hand, and that's not how I want to play the deck. I need like characters on board, and just kind of play it patiently for the first couple turns because I want to be able to sing strength for the most part. And honestly, that's how I won most of my matches against Blue Steel. I would just kind of go one drop. If I'm gonna play, I'll go one drop quest, and then if they drop a body, then I won't quest. I'll leave it standing, and then stuff like that. Ideally, want to go turn 3 Pete so that my characters can stay, and then just sing strength on the following turn. Uh,
Question for
but
you, real quick. I have a
mhm,
question for you, real quick. Have you felt, since you're playing Steel, have you
mhm.
felt recently in this meta that Smee on turn 2 honestly feels terrible? Because in my match, in like my deck, I will play Smee if I have it, and that's my only option. But Smee on 2 has felt like one of the worst cards to play on turn 2, at least for me.
That's crazy.
um, it depends. Against like Blue Steel, if they don't see like, if they don't obviously if they don't see Bell or Tipo, kind of like, well, even if they see Tipo on turn 2, I don't care. But if they see like Bell turn 1, I don't quest with it. I usually just leave it standing, or I'll drop a Calhoun instead. But yeah, like with all the steel running around, it's a little difficult to play Smee on turn 2. But I mean, him and Calhoun are like my only 2 drops. Otherwise, I play like 2 1 drops, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, because
I
I
can see
don't I
that.
don't normally want
Like if you're
I
going
don't
against
normally want to
Steel,
go snake.
yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that. If you're going against Steel, just don't quest him because then like he just dies to Storm. Um,
exactly.
uh,
Yeah.
but obviously
Um.
that sucks because you want him to quest. But I mean, sometimes it is what it is, right? Like some people go like turn 1 Daisy and then don't quest with them for 3 turns until like like some people sometimes you just gotta do that and develop your board before you start like questing like crazy.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah. So.
exactly. Building off that, like too, like Daisy is a very good card, but into certain matchups like Purple Steel, you're just giving them cards almost all the time. You're
Yeah.
just giving them like answers and stuff. So
And
like
it's and
you
it's still
just kind
good
of use it
to
as a swinger. Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. It's still good to put it out because like sometimes, especially if you're going first, you don't know what you're going against. And if you just keep it
Mhm.
standing for a while and then start questioning with it later, it becomes a lot better. Like once they have like multiple things to worry about, like she becomes way better because she's so hard to get rid of initially, right? So then like
Yeah.
you
Right.
can
Right.
wait to quest with her and give them like I guess value off their cards until like you just overwhelm them with your board because at that point whether they get those cards like they're not gonna be able to play them all out, right? And then also that
Yeah.
like you have 2 daisies and then you quest after and then you already know you have wheel in hand, like
Mhm.
yeah, like I've seen like a lot of I've been watching like because like I said everybody likes to play the game on hard mode apparently. Like I've been watching the streams of people playing like world class and then last week what was it CCS, and I saw a lot of Amber Steel players do that. Like they'll go turn 1 Daisy and then like won't even sing with her until like later. Like obviously if it's free it's free, but if like there's a bell on like facing like sometimes they won't quest or like what I'm saying, like just little things like that, which
Yeah.
is like a normal, I guess someone that barely picks up the deck won't think of that stuff.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Usually get steel song. I don't like quest with the Smee because even then, yeah, like you said, they'll kind of hold that Daisy to crash it, or they're gonna sing Storm onto it. So
And it's just like it's such an L. That was that
yeah.
2 lore really worth it? Probably not.
Yeah, probably.
Right. And like with this deck in particular, I'm not too worried about questing early on unless it's red blue. That's the only time I actually like quest early. But like all the other matchups, like I had like blue steel literally ahead like 9-0, 10-0, and then I just kind of developed my board, wasn't questing out until I could get like 4 bodies on board and seeing 2 strengths. So I got 4 bodies on board, saying 2 strengths, cleared 2 Scrooges, and then I quested since I already had those 2 exerted. I was like, I'll just quest out here. Then he just quested with his bells, which was his misplay because I had a rabbit on board. Um, so on my turn, I just crashed my Smee and I crashed my snake into his, cleared his board, and then I just took the game over from there. It was, yeah. Um,
What did you
but
face in
yeah,
top 16?
red blue. He made top four. And that was one of the hardest matches I've had in my freaking life, dude. Game one was fairly close. But he got the win. Um, he was on like he was on still like Sisu Coil, but still had like Sharks and Pirates left. So just I think you mentioned it. It was kind of like a DKP list mix with like the Sisu Coil build. It was weird.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not a fan of those builds.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so he got game one and like it was good, and then game two was just like super grindy. Um, this guy plays 3 Pirates Life in his deck. He sees all 3 against me, and I just squeezed out the win like 20-19. Literally, he dropped like Shark on last turn, and if he had like 2 actions, he would have won that game. But he only had like a hideaway, and so he got to 19, and yeah. And then game three, he just demolished me. Um, he opened up really well and just kind of like set up a board that I couldn't really out, and yeah, like he what did I have? I think I had like an exerted Smee, so he crashed his Hiram, and then so on my turn I Zeus the Hiram because I don't want him to keep drawing. And this he already had a big Sisu on board with like and all that, so I was like, whatever, that's fine. I can deal with the lore. I can't deal with him having cards. So I just Zeus the Hiram and I play a 1-drop pass. He goes Shark, and yeah, and then on the following turn he goes Shark, and I'm like, all right, bro. Like it was GG's from there. Like double Shark is just way too gross, and I had no way to remove them all.
Yeah,
So yeah,
This is my petition for nerfing Hiram to 5 health. Please, please hear me out.
I'll
God,
agree to that, bro.
man, like
That's
yeah.
that's
it,
Honestly,
you
I
can
don't think
keep
that's
keep
overdoing anything.
keep the same effect. I do not care, man. Let me Zeus a Hiram, please. I can Zeus almost every other card in the game besides Tamatoa. It's got like Hiram, please let me kill you with
yeah,
a Zeus bolt.
yeah, but yeah, he honestly that guy he hella just controlled my boards with like coils and Sisus. I was like, dude, I was so tired of that. Um, we'll get into it later, but like for today when I played in the tournament, I added 2 Lawrence and I just dropped 1 Diablo and 1 Crab, and then I didn't play a single red blue today. It was mostly like blue steel out there today.
Yeah, that's what
But
happens.
the Lawrence still came up, bro, because that 2 lore is nasty. So and 4
Lawrence is,
strength.
I mean, he's still a 4
Yeah,
health, right? Anything
You
4
know,
health is gonna do
yeah,
good against Blue Steel.
that's a
yeah.
lot of
So
that's like a card that a lot of people talk about cutting all the time, Lawrence. And
hmm
I'm also one of those people who I'm like, I think Lawrence has just got to go now. But slowly but surely, that card always gets back up to like 2, 3, or 4 because that card is
yeah,
just such a problem sometimes,
Yeah.
especially into the
right.
red matchups.
I'm always one that when Dre asks me, hey dude, what do you think I should change about my Amber Steel, and he's trying to decide if he's playing Amber Steel, I'm like, you should probably put Lawrence back in, bro.
Yeah.
No, Lawrence is so good, dude.
And
Like
I guess
I
it just
would,
comes.
I would,
I guess it just comes from me because I'm a blue steel red blue player. Like that card has always given me issues. Like since set 3.
yeah,
Like I remember like in Texas, like that card gave me issues. I was playing blue steel that in Texas, and like I Lawrence got dropped on me, and I'm like, dude, what the hell do I do about this? I can't Zeus it. I mean, I can't like strength it or let it go. I mean, what's the cut? Let the storm rage on because like
yeah,
they're just gonna Rapunzel it.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
right,
feels
just
so
it's
bad.
just
It
such a
feels
problem
so
card.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
you Zeus and Lawrence, you're like, all right, that's cool.
yeah, it's terrible.
Like
yeah. It
that's a Zeus that they're not using on your aerials or something.
Yeah.
right.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah. I was never a fan of Lawrence before, but I was like, you know what? I think I gotta try it because like Poyo and then little baby Sisu just hitting everything in my deck. I was like, hell, it just triggered.
It
And
makes you sick.
yeah,
Trust me.
don't get me wrong. Like Coil's broken, but like if you're just putting out all these 4 strength characters, like I know people don't talk about it, but it's a struggle to trigger one. If you have one coil on board, it's a struggle to trigger that one like 2 or 3 times. Like I have to commit
Yeah.
so much resources to trigger
Right.
that 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Obviously, it gets a lot easier once I have 2 coils or 3 coils on board. But like I'm telling you, like we'll go over my day. Um, we'll go after you're done talking. But
Oh, I'm good. I mean,
uh,
if you guys have any other
yeah,
questions,
yeah.
just yeah. But I'm
So
good.
I'm telling you, like a lot of my days, like I wasn't trying popsicles, so coils were my popsicles basically. Like I had to keep recycling them. Like there was literally a game where I did not see a popsicle and I was like recycling coil. Like I played big baby Tomo, and I grabbed back 2 coils because those were what I was popping with my Hiroms. Like, it's a
Damn.
struggle sometimes.
Hey man, you know what? If you're popping your coil, like I remember, like there were a few times where like my opponents had to pop their coil. Man, you did the hard work for me because that card is so annoying. Like,
It really is.
and I remember like in my last match, I think his name is Lawrence. He was a super nice guy, and I think he's from San
Yeah.
Diego. Yeah,
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
guy, super, and he played really well, and I was able to squeak it out in game 3. But like I remember, I got rid of like 3 coils. He played the fourth one. I was like, not the fourth coil. Are you serious, dude? It
Yeah.
just like it gives me like nightmares, bro. But yeah.
Yeah. For me with your
Yeah.
list, the only thing I want to ask is, like, I'm not a fan of like this many 4 drops. Like I get goat, maybe not that much 4 drop, but like, what if you do like you're not a fan of the friends? Like I feel like I would try like I mean I also don't play this deck, so this is just like me recommending shit. Like I feel like I
Mhm.
would go 2 genie, 2 friends, and that would also bring down your
Um.
Nikabolds to 13.
So that I kind of tried that in a way. Like I had friends before, and I was inking it, bro.
Yeah,
It's too slow. It's
yeah,
just
makes
way too
sense.
slow.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, like everyone's like how like everyone was saying like it's kind of bricky with like the double
yeah, because like let's
four
say you
drop
have
on
like
draw.
let's say you have like genie and like rabbit. Like sometimes I have that problem with blue red with Hiram and Tala, but
Hmm.
there's a big difference there. Is that they're both inkable. So like if I don't
Right.
play one, I could ink the other one. But if you have them
Yeah.
both, like you have to like like you
I have
have
to decide what
yeah
to
yeah
play.
yeah like you have not only decide what to play, like you're gonna keep those cards in your hand until you play them. Like you can't get rid of them.
Yeah, but that's not a problem for me because one, my one drops all draw me cards, right?
Yeah.
And then those two cards also draw me cards. So as long as I can get to 4 ink, depending on the deck I'm playing against, I might like against blue red, I'll drop rabbit because if I see that they're about to go to like 6 ink or 8 ink, I'm dropping the rabbit because if they Sisu, I'm like fine, I'm gonna draw anyway.
Yeah.
And then once they play the Sisu is when I'll drop a genie, and then that's how I kind of just go through it. Against steel, I usually go genie because I'm like sure, Zeus it. I'd rather have you Zeus this than have you Zeus like like a goat or a Pete or whatever, because
Yeah.
those are more valuable to me in those matchups.
I mean, I do
So
like the
it's
fact that you're maximizing on both because for the same reason, like right, like rabbit's better
mhm.
into blue red, but then genie's
Yeah,
better into blue steel. So
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
yeah, I
Do
just feel
you
like it would be clunky a lot of times, but I mean, hey, if you're
do
working with
So,
it, then it works.
don't get me wrong. I had like I there was a game where I drew all 4 rabbits and like 2 genies.
Yeah,
So
like that's
like
rough.
like it is, but I play it. I get a new card. Like it's fine.
Yeah,
And then it's still like they both work as my singers for Zeus.
yeah,
So yeah, it works out. Like it looks weird, but it hella works out, especially when I'm playing the full like bounce package.
yeah.
So yeah.
and do you like in your mulligan strat, right? Do you just ship them all back because you're just gonna see one at some point?
Yeah, so most of the time I keep one drops, Calhoun or Smee, and if I'm going in blind, I'll keep for my 3 drops. I keep Benja, Crab, Pete, and White Rose. I usually ship back my bounces and my 4 drops.
So you
And
never really keep a rabbit or a genie in hand.
no,
Huh. That makes sense.
because
And
I'm
that's
starting to
I
honestly
see
good.
it.
Honestly, good question.
yeah,
Because honestly, if I was playing this
no,
deck, I would probably keep one.
yeah,
No.
no. So like the strategy you got, like, because this is what I did mess with this deck. You don't ever really want to keep them because like if you're altering pretty aggressively for your one drops and you keep one, you're probably gonna see like one or two more.
Hmm.
and if you see one or two more and you kept one, now you have 3 of them in your hand. You're really screwing yourself.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's like
cooked.
you just want to send them all back, I think, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, so and that's how the deck works out. It's just like you really don't want to keep your uninkables. The only uninkables I keep is cannons and Calhoun. But if I'm playing against blue red, I ship back the Calhoun. Like
The
you don't
card's
need
bad
it.
in a Calhoun or in the blue red. Card does
Yeah,
nothing.
exactly.
Mm.
So I ship that back and then I try to maximize on 1 drops and trying to get a Smee, usually turn 1 and turn 2.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For sure.
And turn 3, like ideally I want to go like Pete or Rose, honestly.
For sure. All right, so I guess I'll talk about my day now.
This guy did real well.
For me,
He
I
was
finished.
hot.
Yeah, for me, I finished in top
Wait,
four.
hold on, Caesar. What time was the tournament? And what time did you show up? That shit was crazy, huh?
Yeah, the tournament started at 11, and I showed up at 11:30. Um, luckily the tournament started late, so I didn't get a round of loss, and then I played against Ethan, which I told him, I said, bro, I ain't gonna be mad at you if you give me a like if I lose the game or whatever. Like, it is what it is. Like I showed up late. I thought it was at 12 though. I'm like thinking I'm gonna get there at 11:30. I'm gonna be early. I talk to other people, and Drake called me. He's like, "Hey, bro, you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm on my way." And he doesn't even tell me what time the tournament is. He's like telling me stuff. And he's like, "Okay, cool. I'll see you when you get here." And then he texts me. He's like, "Hey, just send Phil your deck list." And I'm like, or like send your deck list in already. And I'm like, "What's the hurry, bro? Like, I'm gonna get there at 11:30." And I'm like, "Does it not start at 12?" And he's like, "No, it starts at 11." I'm like, "Oh, that's that's cool." So yeah, that's cool. But so I played Blue Red again. I did change it up from last week. I was playing Fishbones and stuff. Um, I do want to make the item build version work, but I mean, I've always said this, like, how far I'll go is just such a good card. Like, the card is so good. Like, it's so hard to cut it out. Like, when you get rid of it, like, you feel it missing so much. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like, this card's cracked. But so I did ship to this, and then I was trying to play the 2 workshops still, but I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of times I see the 2 workshops, and it's just not having it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm a big fan of workshop. I always have been since I've been playing, like, Red Blue and since set 3. So I'm like, I'm just gonna play one. Like, Red Blue Marys, like, they last a while. I should eventually see it. And I'd rather see, like, I just need one. Like, I don't really need the 2. So I ended up just keeping the 1 and being at 14 unequals. Honestly, this list worked out really well for me. I don't know if I would even make a change to this list, to be honest. Like, if I really wanted to, like, I could take away the workshop completely and then add like a 4th baby Sisu, or just add another inkable to be at 13 unequals. But there's so many games like that workshop just won me a mirror. Like, that workshop, obviously, like, sometimes it's bricked in my hand, but like, once you get it out, like, it's cracked. Like, there's never a time, like, once I have it out, like, I'm regret having it out. Like, it's just the fact that it gets stuck in your hand sometimes. But I mean, if you're playing 1, you shouldn't see it all the time. Like, I'm assuming with playing 1, I should only see it like in the mid to late game, right? Especially if I'm mulliganing it away and stuff. So so I did like the 1-up, and then I've been advocating. Obviously, this is closer to Sailor's list, but like at the very beginning of the set, I don't know if I showed a list, but I was trying like an item version, and from the moment like I saw Coil, I was like, I don't think we need to be playing beat preps anymore. I'm still a big advocate for that. The only thing that sucks is if that aerial blue steel list is going around, like, you might need to add 1 or 2 back in. But honestly, I like the way this list plays so much better. Like, I like the no beat prep list. I like it a lot, actually. But other than that, if you guys want to see my matchup breakdown, I posted it on Twitter, so you guys can follow me on there. I'll see if I don't have a picture of it right now, but I'll see if Danny can edit it in and post it on the screen somewhere. But I might
That's one way to get your socials.
yeah, but I might kind of skip through it just because I don't want to spend more time on like us talking about our day. But I do want to highlight some games I played. So round 4, I was undefeated to round 4, and I played against Donald, if any of you guys know him, and he played Green Steel, and I just love getting high rolled. If anyone here knows me, I love getting high rolled. Game 1, he like keeps 6 and then just shifts back 1, and I have to full send 7 because I had no turn to ramp, and I knew what he was playing, so I was like specifically looking for Popsicle, Coil, Brawler Sisu, and Hiram, and I had none of that in my hand, so I'm like, all right, shipping back 7, and I get 7 back, and I forgot what I have, but I still missed turn to ramp, and I think I had Coil that time. I had Coil Brawl, so I'm like, all right, this isn't that bad. So, but it was bad because I knew what was coming. So he goes Diablo, then turn 2 he goes, since I had full send, like I'm playing 3 health Fargos, so it's very likely that I'm gonna get one in my hand. So I end up having one in my hand. So he goes turn 1 Diablo, sees that I have it, turn 2 Ursula, rips my health Fargo, and then shifts Diablo. I'm like, cool. I go Coil. I'm like, I have an answer for this Diablo even if he has Cove, right? But on turn 3, he hard plays another Diablo. I'm like, wow. That's great. So I brawl the first Diablo, and then I have to spend, I think I might not have a second brawl, so I think I have to hire him into that Diablo, because I think I didn't have a Tala either. And then I think he might have peated, so I couldn't even cast my Hawfar. Oh no, he had gotten rid of my Hawfar. I forgot what happened on 4, but I think I had to hire him into it because I didn't want to not do anything, so I was like, whatever. Like my plan is, hopefully I outdraw and then just kind of like out-resource and then get rid of that Diablo soon. So then I do that, and then on turn 4 he like does, I think he plays a Morph, so I think he's going to shift into it, but I still got to get rid of the Diablo. And then on turn 5 he just hard plays a Beast. So I'm like, okay, I can't even kill the second Diablo he played because now I got to get rid of this Beast. So I kind of get high rolled there, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Game 2, I get even, not more high rolled, but it's also high roll because he goes, I have to ship 7 again because I had none of what I was looking for, and then he ships like 5, so that's not that bad. I'm like, cool, good sign. I get no Popsicle, I get nothing, and I'm like, all right, Ink Pass. And then he goes Ink Pass. I'm like, oh, I might not be high rolled. Cool. The funny thing about this matchup is when I go in, Dre's like, hey, he's on this. I'm like, oh, I already know. He's like, just be careful. I said, no, I know. I'm like, the only way I lose this is if I get Giga high rolled, and sure enough, I got Giga high rolled. So game 2, he goes Ink Pass, and I'm like, cool. I go Ink. I do 2-drop ramp, but I think it was Tipo, which is the one I don't want to see. And then he goes Ink Morph. And then I look at my hand and I'm like, oh my god, this Beast is about to draw like 6 cards before I could remove it because I had nothing in hand. So on turn 4, or my turn 3, I think I go, because I had no brawl or anything, so I'm like, I forgot what I do. I think I do like Vision. Oh, I go Vision to look for a brawl, and then I Ink and I play Coil. And I didn't find a brawl off of that. So he goes Beast, and I think off of that Vision, I got my first Hiram, and I didn't have an item, so what I was going to do was, hopefully, next turn I was going to Ink, trigger Coil, play Hiram. I think I should have had enough ink to still brawl. So I get Hiram, and then he goes Beast, and then, or he goes Beast, I get Hiram off of that, and then he hits his turn, he plays Beast, shifts Beast, go back to me. I didn't have it, so I think I just hard play Hiram, and then that's about my turn. And then he goes, on 5 he goes, or on 4 he goes Hypnotize, brings me down to 2 cards. And then he goes sing Bruno on my Hiram. And then I had another card on field too, so he puts my Hiram back. Oh no, I didn't put Hiram. I forgot what I did on 4. But anyways, he like Bruno's me. I have a 3 card. No, he goes Hypnotize. I have a 3 card hand. Brings me down to 2, and then he Bruno's something back to my hand, so I have a 3 card hand, and I had Hiram, whatever he threw in my hand, and then another card. And I shuffle my hand up, and he rolls a die, and he hits my Hiram, my only Hiram. I'm like, all right, I lost. Like, you hit my Hiram off of 1 of 3 chance. Like, it is what it is, bro. I just told him, I said, dude, this is the second time you do it to me. You did it to me in Vegas too when I played against you. Like, both games, like, we played in Vegas, and he just, like, giga high rolled me. I think he, like, shifted Diablo Co. both games on me in Vegas. I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. So, I mean, he's a good player. It just sucks that I just, like, if I lose because I misplay, cool, but, like, getting high rolled just kind of irks me, but it is what it is. But I didn't want to highlight that one. The other one I want to highlight was the game right after that. I played against. Sorry if I don't remember any of your guys' names. Everybody was so nice, but I'm terrible with names. I played against Mirror, and like, guys, look at your board. Even if like you're locked in and you're in your head, like look at your board before you do something, because I think that the misplay I did there cost me like going from tie to winning that game, which then turned into me facing my teammate Hector in round 6. So that screwed us over, right? But I'm like in my head, I'm like thinking, I'm like, okay, because I think he had like a big Cecil on board, a Hiram, and then something else. There was like a Tala or something. And I'm like, okay, I like lost so much tempo doing this play. Like I have a coil in hand, I have a Great Stone out, and then my plan was to bring out coil, activate Great Stone, reduce his Sisu, and then ink, and then reduce his Sisu, and then play my Sisu. I would have cleared out his big Sisu, his Hiram, and he would have just had a Tala. And then he now had to react to my big Sisu, right? And then he wouldn't get another trigger off of his Hiram. So I would have cleared 2 vital characters in the mirror with one of my characters, right? So that's pretty big. So I planned that out in my head, but when I do it, I think I already have coil out. So I like Great Stone. I'm like -2 on your Sisu, and he's like, you have no coil out. I'm like, oh my freaking god! Like I just messed up my whole play. So I had to like basically fix my oopsie, but now I had to leave his Hiram sticking on board, because I look at my hand, I'm like, dude, I don't know if I didn't have like double. I think I might have just had a Medusa, no Brawl, or maybe I just didn't have the ink to coil Medusa and Brawl on the same turn. And then I wasted an ink, right? So I already wasted an ink without triggering coil, so I had an ink, play coil, ink, coil his Sisu, Medusa, and I think that's about it. Like I let his Hiram live. So the next turn he got a quest with Hiram one more time, or draw with 2 more cards off of Hiram, and then clear my. And I think he developed another threat. So then it took me a whole turn to shift the tempo, and that thing costed me. I think that costed me tying versus winning the game. I think even if I had like, I guess like 2 more turns going into time, I might have won, but I think for sure doing that misplay caused me to not win. So, I mean, there's minor things like that. Like I could be mad that I went into time, but that is what caused me to, like, it be a tie versus me possibly more than likely winning that game, in my opinion. Other than that, round 7 was a close game against like a Darkburn list. Fortunately, he just couldn't get there. And then top 16, I played against a Blurple. Guys, if you guys like Hideaway or like get rid of, specifically Hideaway, because then we can't get the thing back. Like he Hideaway'd my coil game 1, like around turn 6. And I just couldn't find another coil, and he got my first game. Like I was on the play, and he got game 1 because I just could not find another coil. And I like had like a 12 card hand, and I like visioned twice, like I just couldn't find it, and he got game 1. And then game 2, I think Hector's watching. I think he said that he kind of misplayed, but in reality, it might have not, because in hindsight, he wouldn't have known what I had in hand, and he wouldn't have known. Like I had double Maui in hand, so he wasn't expecting me to double Maui his 2 creatures, and then he didn't know what he was gonna draw next, right? So, I was like kind of misplay, but I guess he could have won and then knocked me out. But honestly, congrats to him. We'll go over his deck list as well. But yeah, other than that, and then obviously I lost to Adam, which we're gonna go over his deck list. Super spicy. He just kind of murked me as well. So, but yeah, you guys got any questions or anything?
Oh,
I gotta show them
I was gonna ask you. Oh, you left. So a lot of that questions. You left. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. If you were gonna go, so this is just. I'm curious. It probably isn't good, but you said you might add a B prep back or like 2 if Ariel comes back, right? What is the idea behind B prep over cards like Tremaine? Because I have seen Tremaine in a few red-blue lists. I actually played.
We can't see it.
Yeah, bring it closer.
I can't show it. Well, I have to put it in my body. Well, it's upside
That's
down.
pretty sick. That mat is hot.
Yeah.
Mat is hot. But like, why no Tremaine, or why not Tremaine over B prep?
Because I think Tremaine in a not red purple list. Well, red purple only like plays on Tremaine with the red blue, right? And I guess now blue still. But the reason I wouldn't play Tremaine is because B prep is still better than Tremaine because I guess I still get to drop a threat with Tremaine. Honestly, there is a list going around where people were playing like 4 Tremaines in blue red. They were testing it like the week of the tournament. Were they playing Manners? I can't remember. I didn't even test the build because I'm not a big fan of Tremaine because once you know people are on Tremaine, like it's so easy to play around, right? Like especially with blue steel having like free bells that they can just cheat out. Like they can just go aerial cheat out a free bell. Okay, now my Tremaine like and now I need to out that bell and then Tremaine the aerial. Like it's so bad, and then they can cheat out Scrooge too. So what happens if they go aerial, cheat out bell, cheat out Scrooge? Like now I have to get rid of 2 characters before I can Tremaine that aerial. Like I'd rather just prep.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, like, and then
I don't know if
Tremaine
you said it.
and Tremaine in every other matchup like is kind of mid too. I guess in the mirrors it's kind of okay, but I mean Medusa's almost doing the same thing if you have coils out, right? Like anything that comes out, it's not sticking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you mentioned it, but I do want to ask like why only 1 dime?
Honestly, a lot of the lists are on it. Because in this list, I don't know if people know this yet, but in this list, like in mirrors, like the way you're winning is Sisu's. You're not winning off of your dime. Like you're winning because you're shifting tempo with Sisu, and then they have to now out your Sisu, because you're removing a bunch of stuff with big Sisu, and then it's also just a big threat because they don't remove it. Like if I quest with big Sisu twice before you remove it, like dude, I'm chilling. Like, and by the time like I shouldn't need to drop dime until I'm guaranteed winning, right? So like, and sometimes that's a dime big Sisu, or dime big Tomato, or sometimes even dime little Tomato. Like you just don't really need dime in this deck because the big Sisu's kind of doing that heavy work, right? Even against blue steel, right? Like I shift a tempo and a big Sisu. Like now they have to remove that Sisu because if they don't, I'm just gonna start questing for 3 until you remove that Sisu, right? So and then against blue steel, it's even worse because if I drop big Sisu and then drop big Tomato next to it, now they have 2 big bodies that they gotta waste like a lot of remove one. So,
That's light.
but yeah, I don't think you
No, I'm
need
just
dime
kidding.
as much. What'd you say? That's light work.
I said that's light work.
Yeah, yeah. In this deck, I don't think you need dime as much because you have the big Sisu threat. That not only
Okay.
just wipes their whole board, but like big tempo swing that if they don't remove it, like she just gets so much value.
Have you ever considered pushing for all the red blue gamers to just completely cut Sapphire Coil out so I can have a little bit more fun? No.
Give us all a chance, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Sure. No, I don't think no matter what version you play,
That
like
card is
that
always
card,
gonna be a 4
yeah,
of, right?
yeah. Because even in
Yeah.
like the shark list, like they go a little bit heavier. Like, I guess DKP doesn't play because he's not playing any Sisus. But like even in like shark versions, or like, I wouldn't play DKP's list right now. Like I wasn't a fan of it last set, but I did think last set it was like pretty broken. This set I do think it's a lot worse. But like the list still plays brawls, right, which is an action that benefits the shark, and coil just helps sprawl, right. I don't know if I would go like super heavy on Caesars like in a shark, like if I would play like a half shark version, which what I would call is like half shark half crab. I would play like probably like 4 brawls. Like I would go back to like my old red blue list where I was playing like 4 brawls, maybe 1 baby Sisu and like 2 big Sisus, something like that. But you would still keep coils in there.
But it also
in my
helps.
opinion.
Doesn't it also help like your Maui Shark when it has to?
Yeah,
trade
that's what I was-
things
that's
to
what I was
get
gonna
the
say,
card
like,
back?
it just-
gives you keeps it safer.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You can just keep it healthier too. So, I mean, I think coil's good, even in shark versions, because for that exact reason too. Like, dude, there's times where like I would already have an established coil, and I would rush Maui, and then my Maui's even healthier because I'll coil before. Like I would like
Right.
developing like a coil early, and then on turn 4 going to 5 out ink, coil down whatever I was gonna swing with Maui, and now you can't store my Maui because I traded with your Smee, but instead of taking 3, I took 1, so you can't just store
Yeah,
them.
Yeah.
it makes the math weird, and that is also an understated part of like the coil. Like when they run a Maui out and swing into my Smee, or even swing into my Lawrence, but they -2 it, right? So
Yeah, it
we
makes your
just
math
give
really
it
weird.
back.
Like
Like
Storm,
it
Storm
makes the
doesn't kill
math
it.
super weird. Yeah, Storm doesn't kill it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, red blue's broken, guys. I mean, I still think blue steel's pretty broken too, but yeah. I think the problem is right now is that everyone's still teching for blue steel. I think like once everybody starts teching like, okay, blue red's the best deck, like we're all gonna tech for blue red, then blue steel becomes best deck again, and then it's just gonna keep going back and forth. Like I don't think there's no way there's. I mean, it could bite me in the butt, but I'm gonna say like I don't think there can be another best deck this format besides blue red and blue steel. Like I think
It's
once
gonna
they
be blue. It has to
yeah
be blue.
yeah, like once they
Yeah.
tech for blue red, blue steel becomes best, and then once they go back to blue steel, blue red becomes best. Because what helps you in your blue red becomes worse in your blue steel. So if you go higher will characters to make your blue red matchup better, then most of the time those higher strength characters have less health, right? So then you're making your blue steel matchup worse. But if you go higher willpower or health for blue steel, then most of the time they have lower strength, which just makes it easier to wipe the whole board with Sisu, right? So
So if you're basically what you're saying is if you want to play any other color than blue, you're living in a blue world and you're just like living in it, right? You're just yeah.
yeah.
You should just be
The
playing
only
blue
other
if you
deck
want
right
to
now that
like
I
be
would play,
consistent.
the only other deck right now that I would play that's sparking my interest is the green purple list, the green purple discard list.
The Diablo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I
20
still
Diablos.
don't. Yeah, which I still don't think is like tier one. I just think it's a fun deck, like another fun deck that I would like.
It's it's really good though.
Yeah, no, I think
It
it's really
two
good.
me today.
Yeah,
Like it
I think
literally
it's really
two me today. I was like, what the? It caught me hella off guard because I was not ready for it. But even then, it was just it's nasty.
yeah.
This dude dropped 4 Diablos on me in one game.
So we'll move on. Chris P, I'm sure a lot of people know him. He won the the whole tournament. He took out Adam, which is who I lost to in the top 4. He is playing like the shark version, which I'm not a fan of. Like, I don't know. I noticed like a lot of the mirrors that I played, I think they all had shark in it. And once I noticed they had shark, I'm like, dude, this just became so much easier. Like the shark doesn't live, and if it lives a turn, sure, bro, quest with it, get like 2-3 lore from it from playing actions, that's fine. Because once I have a way to kill it, like I'm just gonna double coil it, and then you're gonna get no value off of it. Like it's just gonna die, right? Like with Medusa, I only need to coil. I still need to coil it twice, but that's not unreasonable. And then if I have 2 coils, it's so easy to trigger it twice once I have my Great Stone. So then it just dies to a brawl, or does it die to a baby Sisu? I can't do the math right now, but
You have to do
it
3
times,
coils for
3
that.
coils,
Yeah.
or double coil ink one twice.
yeah, so it just becomes, and then the mirror, like most of the time you do get to that point where you have 2-3 coils out, right? So then like that shark is just, it's not living, and then it's not like a threat that if like I don't answer it, it's gonna keep questing for a lot, like Big Sisu or Big Maleficent, right? It's just gonna quest for 1, and if you have an action, sure, it is what it is. Like the only thing that it really does is stop me from questing, but like most of these characters I'm playing, like they're not really questing for a lot, and then if you trade with my Big Sisu, you just die unless you have coil. So like I don't know, I'm not a fan of shark right now. Like I feel like the non-shark list should be beating these shark lists in mirrors, but obviously
Right.
not, because he beat someone without a non-shark
Yeah, I was
list.
gonna say, I was like, he literally got first, so.
Yeah, yeah, but like everybody that I played that had a shark list, like there was, I don't know, like the shark didn't. Shark wasn't what shark isn't the reason I was losing the game. That's all I gotta say.
Your 6-drop slot becomes very convoluted too, which it makes it just kind of hard to make the right choice at times. The more you play of a certain ink cost, and like the more you like curve out into it, the more it makes it increases the chances for you to make more mistakes with those cards.
Yeah.
Right,
You
but
might
I
think
think
like this is the right card or this is the right card, but then it actually like in reality is not the right play.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how that works for like you guys, but like for me as a like, I have a bunch of 3 cost, and sometimes like I can like, if I play a certain card, if I play a certain 3-drop and ink another 3-drop, I'm like, I actually just fucking ship this game because I played this one over this one.
You know what
And
I think won
the
him?
game state.
You know what I think won him the mirrors is the Cusco's, the 4 of Cusco's.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Cusco's.
Yeah, because he's just developing a threat and then just getting rid of coils, right? Like if you get rid of all the coils in the mirror, like that becomes really rough.
Yeah.
So
But as like you were saying though, with like the kind of like the convoluted 6 drops, it's very just match dependent, and it's just knowing the matchup. I think is how he picks out what he's gonna play next.
You know what I would do instead
So
of having those sharks is like go for Vitalispheres instead of the sharks. Like I think Vitalisphere is cracked right now. Because like bringing them back with crab, like baby crab, like it's so good.
Also, it's PC got first, so he's obviously did way better than I did. So he knows a lot more than I do. So
Yeah. I mean,
shout out
honestly,
to you, boy.
he's a great player as well. Like you know,
Yeah, he's a
like,
crack player, but
yeah.
yeah, like shout out to him, bro. Like he did really well yesterday.
Yeah.
That's hot.
yeah,
yeah. But obviously, like I like this. Obviously, they're still topping. I don't think it's wrong. I just think that the non-strike lists are favored into the mirror, in my opinion. I would say like a lot of like good red blue players kind of agree with that too. But I mean, who knows? We may be wrong because they're still topping, right? So that's peace. Let's go into Adams. I think he probably had the spiciest list out of the weekend.
yeah.
Um,
This was hot, dude.
so
Yeah, this list was crazy.
he was just clapping everyone's cheek. I think he was first in Swiss.
Yeah,
He was.
He was
dude,
just
he
clapping
told
every
me
red blue list.
he messaged me like on Monday because he had played a similar he played a list kind of similar to this at Top Choice, and he didn't do as well as he wanted. And he's like, I'm gonna go back and like fix some things. He messaged me on Monday, and he literally told me, like on Monday or Tuesday during the week, he was like, yeah, I beat every deck in like 5 minutes. If I play a blue deck, it's a buy. That's exactly word for word is exactly what he said.
That's crazy.
And as far as it goes in Swiss, he wasn't wrong. He went 5-0 and like he was finishing his games in 10 minutes. He was
Yeah.
smoking everybody and it was not close, not particularly close at all.
He was smoking everybody during the matches. Then he went outside and was smoking everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But I mean, shout out to Adam, bro. This
yeah,
the
shout out
the
to
deck
Adam.
list is high. It's
Yeah.
it's super fast. But
yeah, people sleep on Adam. He's also a really great player. Honestly, he's
Oh,
done some
dude.
spicy things in in a few of his lists that he has topped with. So he's a pretty creative deck builder too, right?
And he consistently performs with like decks that like he brews with. Like a lot of these decks are his own brews, and not all the time, but like this deck for sure is just like a home brew, and it's like, but he did really really well with it, and he's playing cards like you see it right there, Little John. That card is like
Fix a few.
no one ever is gonna think about playing that card. That card that card on paper looks so bad, but he made that card look like an all-star yesterday. So yeah, it was just like it's awesome to see like him like cook up these decks and like do so well, and he did it in like such a short time too. Like he did in like a week.
Yeah. He told me on like round 2, I think he was like, dude, I made a deck. He showed me it too from like the beginning. He's like, I made a deck that like I will not lose on the draw.
he was like he was so proud of it because he was showing it to me too. I was like,
yeah. I mean on the play he won't lose. He's like, it's almost impossible for me to lose on the play, which I do think it's true. I just wouldn't say impossible. I guess it's almost impossible. Like you can definitely beat this list, which is obviously shown because he lost. But like your opponent needs to draw perfectly, and not only draw perfectly, he needs to play perfectly. Like if Crispy, from what I heard, what he did on round 3, like if he played that any differently or drew any differently, like he would have lost. And then
sure.
Like even the games where game 2 he kind of bricked, and then he did kind of get bailed out because I think on turn 2 he said he drew into his only 2 drop, so he skipped turn 1, which is crazy because he has 8, 12, 16.
18, I think.
18.
Yeah,
which the only ones that really matter is Daisy and Lilo, right? Like the other ones I don't think I really care about if he drops them on 1.
I think it does, but
it does matter. It does matter.
Well, you see, it doesn't matter. It like even like Nala is still fine because it just enables the Piglet to quest for 3 on turn 3, right?
Yeah,
and it's probably gonna quest for more than 3 at that point. Because...
Yeah, you're not gonna waste a Brawl or a Sisu on Nala, right? It's still gonna get you lore.
I guess I shouldn't say it doesn't matter. It's like I'm still happier seeing a Nala, Cinderella, or Hook on 1 than
100%.
I mean, than Daisy or Lilo.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
So and then unfortunately, I didn't open up Tipo, any of the games, so that makes it a lot worse, right? Because if he goes like Lilo on 1, and then I go Tipo on 2, like at least my Tipo now answers the Lilo, which is why he's playing these 3-drop bodyguards, right? Like the Fix It Felix, the Little John, because I'm sure if he does see that the Tipo come out, then he'll probably just play the Little John instead of the Lawrence or something, right? Because now he's just
Yeah.
protecting his one.
His board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
But nah, like, I basically played against this deck earlier today. Um, different pilot and all, which yeah. But I think its worst matchup is for sure like purple steel. It just like since it has like removal spells and then it has like the foxes, it kind of just eats it. Just eats the early game and then it sets up its board and like yeah. But
Yeah.
not this deck is I think is strong. So
Yeah. It's
I think
what
his
it is. It's
mindset was like,
fast.
his
Yeah.
mindset was if I win the first couple rounds, I'm majority probably going to be playing blue decks, and those blue decks are going to be buys.
Yeah.
And he wasn't
Yeah.
wrong. He played blue decks all day, and he like just he took him to Pound Town, bro. Like,
Yeah.
bent him over and spanked him real hard.
Game one against me, he goes Lilo, and then on turn 2 he goes Piglet, and then turn 3 he goes
Piglet one drop.
Daisy Piglet.
Yeah.
yeah.
and then turn 4
Turn 4, Piglet, Doc.
Piglet, Doc. I'm like, dude, what
Yeah.
bro, I'm
You're like,
dead.
you got it. Scoop that up. You got it, buddy.
Everybody's like looking at the match and they're just laughing. I'm like, and then someone said like I forgot what they said, and I'm like, the only reason I'm not scooping is because people are watching. I think I said that on turn 2, but then when he did Piglet Dog, I'm like, all right, guys, I gotta scoop. Like, I'm dead. There's nothing I can do here. Like,
Yeah.
I want to put on a show, but I'm dead. Like, there's no point.
And
Right.
you both knew it, and Adam had his hands on his board ready to scoop up his cards because like you were so dead.
Yeah, I was
Like,
dead.
yeah.
There's
He was
literally
like,
nothing I could have
next
done.
game. He's like, next game, and you're like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
So
I
well,
think there
man.
for my list with Crispy, obviously he had the perfect line of like the Vitalis Sphere, Tipo, Maui, and all that, and then Shift Sisu. But like for me, I think very possible. I need to have like a specific like very specific hand, and then I just need him not to have, which is a lot to ask for, right? But you can still be like if he doesn't have a song, and then I have like double ramp, like Tipo, Sail, Baby Sisu, Big Sisu. I guess 4 cards. Yeah, it's asking for a lot.
Just 4?
Kind of. Well, what Crispy had was also like 4 cards, right? He needed Vitalis,
Yeah.
he needed Tipo, he needed the Big Sisu, and then he needed the Maui. Like that's what I'm saying. If he had not drawn any of those, like it would have been a lot rougher.
Oh, for sure.
And I think from what Eddie said, I think the game finished like 18 to something lower.
17, 18 lore, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
anything he would have drawn different. So he also needed those exact cards. So and 4
Right.
cards isn't asking for a lot as you're drawing through the turns. Like I didn't need them for my starting hand. I just saying like I need to see them. Like I need turn 2 Tipo, turn 3 I need Sal plus Baby Sisu, and then turn 4 I need Big Sisu. So
Yeah.
because if I do that play, like I shift Big Sisu by turn 4 or turn 5, and then most of the time, like from what I was noticing, he was. I mean, the only thing that really survives Big Sisu here is what Smee and Lawrence, and then the Pluto. But if I'm assuming he's gonna want to go fast, right? So he's gonna probably put like Daisy, Lilo, Piglet,
Right.
Smee, I guess would survive. But yeah, I think game 2 I drew like I had the workshop in hand, which that's where I was thinking like if that workshop was a Baby Sisu, like that would have been better. But then I was thinking like all the games that the workshop won me, so I'm like, is it worth? I mean, maybe he'll make this deck popular, right? But do I take out that Baby Sisu to make my aggro matchups a little bit better, or should I just keep the workshop in, knowing that it's gonna be better into the big bads, blue red and blue steel, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, Spiceless. Are you gonna be playing this, Ethan?
No, I don't play aggro.
Guys, just watch out for James.
But
Just watch out for
yeah,
James. He's gonna
James
steal
is
this
gonna be on
deck,
this
and then
list.
he's gonna say that he cooked it up. Don't let him tell
Yeah,
you guys
because
that.
like, because
He's
he
gonna-
already mentioned that he's like, theoretically, I brewed something up like this in my head. I was like, oh, that's crazy. After it topped, yeah, theoretically.
Yeah.
He's gonna like change one card and be like, "Yeah, I brewed this up myself."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I made this up myself.
He's gonna change that
add-
Felix?
He's gonna add his balloons. Yeah, I made this.
Yeah,
up.
he's gonna change
crazy.
the
That's
Felix to balloons.
Yeah, this is my deck.
It's all love, James. It's all love. It's
All love though, James. All love.
Yeah,
I'm
all
gonna
love.
take out the little Johns and put balloons instead. Yeah, this is my deck. I made this myself.
That's crazy. The low Johns is what makes that deck too.
All right, next deck. We gotta start moving on a little quicker.
Yeah.
Let's
We'll
just
go
yeah,
into
let's shout
the
out some of these decks.
Yeah.
we'll go into the Emerald discard. Obviously, shout out to this guy. Made top 4, or I played him in my top 8 match. He got pretty unlucky. I don't think he opened up Shift Diablo either game.
That's crazy.
And then maybe he
His
did.
only one drops are Diablos and Cove.
Yeah, maybe he did on game 2. I don't remember, but yeah, he didn't Shift Diablo. I guess I say pretty unlucky, but it's only like a 30% chance to hit. So I would say not very lucky. And I say this for myself because I play Green Steel at Seattle and Continentals, and I did not open up Shift Diablo that many times. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, pretty standard list. I'm a big fan of the Pete's, and I do like the two Lucifers, honestly. How many unequals is young?
Yeah. Cool cards. Cool deck.
Yeah, 13.
Green Steel is still doing the thing, right?
Yeah, Green Steel stuff. I still think this deck's really good if you're able to consistently open up Shift Diablo. If not, then it becomes a lot worse. Like if it's your day and you just open up Shift Diablo, like you're gonna kick some butt.
Right.
The deck is kind of hard mode without Shift Diablo.
Yeah, it literally lives by that now. I think in the previous sets you didn't need to. This is the new kid on the block. This deck's spicy. I like it a lot. Like I said,
That deck is hard, bro.
yeah,
That's
I
tough.
think if I was to play another deck that's not blue, I would probably be playing this one. Just because I do like the discard aspect of like being controlling in that sense, and then discard like this deck just has like so much draw. So I think like what helps is like you have, well, some lists are playing 12 shift lines for Diablo. You have 12 shift lines to shift Diablo. So if you see big Diablo, like more than likely you're gonna hit that shift line, right? Because you have 12 other Diablos.
Well, he's on 10.
Yeah, but I'm saying most of them are playing 12. Most of them are like on 4, 4, 4.
Like 4 of each.
Yeah.
4 of each bird.
Yeah.
But even 10 is still a lot, right? Like if you see big Diablo, like it's very likely if you hard mull like your whole hand,
Right.
like
It's like you hard mulligan for a 1-drop, and your 1-drop is Diablo. So
Yeah. So
Cool.
And then like you just draw so much, right? So like right here you like shift Diablo, sing friends, like that's so good. And then you draw 3.
Yeah,
Like
it's so good.
and then you have your discard with your Johns, and then you have the genies that also draw you cards.
It looks like he has the go to close things out too.
Yeah,
So
he does. I don't know if at 3. I mean, obviously he did something good, made top 8.
but like if you do the like he's thinking like the big Tomos, right? Or like even baby Tomos. He has the Cricky. He can boost up his Ursula and just send 4 damage into it, and then set up the.
100%.
It's still there,
You're
right?
playing like the
Yeah.
bounce package, or I guess you're just playing Fox.
it's just
like,
Fox.
I feel like 2 would be fine.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's what I'm saying. 3, I think it's a bit too much. I do like the Gova one here though, and then Cove obviously. If you shift Diablo Cove, it always makes it a little bit awkward. I think it makes it more awkward for Blue Steel now instead of Blue Red because Cove just messes that math up now, right? I mean, Coil. But yeah, good deck. I like this deck a lot. And then the Blurple I played, and then we had a Blue Steel. So this guy's list was pretty spicy. He was playing the Pops. This guy's cracked. He opened up Bell on me all 3 games.
Damn.
And
the one of the Queen.
yeah.
That's some real gamer shit right there.
Yeah.
Opening up Popsicle with 4.
Actually, on game 3, he might have not, but I know like the first 2 games, he for sure opened up Pop Bell. So that's pretty good.
3-1.
I do. You know what? I will say in the blue red matchup, I back-to-back weeks I played versus people playing unconventional tool, and they open up unconventional tool Bell Sapphire Coil on turn 1. I'm like, this shit's fucking stupid, man. It's not real.
I would rather pop it on turn 2 and then play like Workshop for 1 or Coil. I mean,
100%.
Fishbone
Well,
for
no, yeah, but the thing is, they do it again the next turn with unconventional tool, and then
correct.
do the workshop, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
That's correct. Honestly, this Burger is pretty spicy. He only had 2 Elsas, so now that kind of triggers me because he had Shift Elsa on 4, like all games.
On 6, no?
Or no.
Oh, he
5.
rams.
Yeah, he rams. I think it was like on 4 or 5. Because I would baby Sisu, and then on the turn after I would baby Sisu, he would Elsa, Fifth Spirit, kill my baby Sisu, and then he'll shift Elsa. But the good thing is that I think against him, a majority of the time, I skipped turn 2 round to develop Coil, so when he played Elsa, I just brawled it. Yeah.
Whatever, bro. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. You got it, buddy. You got it.
That's what I'm saying, like, he shifted. I was hoping he did, like, on game 3. I think I had, like, a Hiram, and then he decided to not kill my Hiram, which might have been a mistake there, more than likely. But he said it afterwards because his friend asked him, like, why did you kill Hiram? He was like, because I'm not I'm not thinking I'm gonna win the value game against him. Like, I think I could. My plan was to like outquest him, right?
Mhm.
Which if I didn't have Coil Brawl there, like more than likely he would have, right? But he did, and he just lost a lot of tempo. Like I guess he kind of did like a you better have it, and I had it. So
Ooh.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, spicy list. I'd say if you guys want to play Lurple, I would start somewhere right here. I think it is true though. Like I don't know if you go full item package, but like hitting Bell Popsicle on one is too good to not put it in and like risk those chances, right? Because if you hit it, like it just cracked. Bro, playing Bell, developing that, you draw one, and then on turn two you can sing friends. Like there's there's more than likely nothing that's gonna take out, especially if you're on the play, because they're barely gonna be dropping their SME when you're singing with your Bell. So like there's not much that's gonna take out the Bell, and then you just draw 2 cards. So pretty crazy.
So then is it on? I think it's onto the upper list, right? Oh, the blue steel list. Yeah.
Yeah, this pretty standard.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think he
pretty
played. I
standard
think he
list.
played Adam in top 16, and
Got cooked.
it looked like it. From what I heard, Adam said it was kind of a buy. So
Yeah.
no disrespect to this guy, but that matchup I think is very poor for you. So, but
Yeah.
good on
Yeah.
you for getting top 16.
Yeah. So shout out everybody top
Good stuff.
16, and then like I said, everybody
Yeah.
top 8 got that mat I showed. And then
Yeah.
first
Can you
place
show
Crispy got the Elsa.
Enchanted Elsa. Yeah.
Can you show that last top 8, the blue red one, the blue player who can't pick?
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's the Oswald build.
Pretty
Yeah.
spicy.
Yeah. I played him, bro. I mean, shout out to Cloud. He's here from San Diego. Um, yeah. That like I said, I lost to Oswald's. Like my 2 like losses for that day, it was literally to Oswald. He
Yeah.
freaking his Oswald hit twice in 1 turn, and then he's like, "All right, I'll just crash into Smee now." I was like,
That's
"Okay, bro."
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like people are misplaying with Oswald, even in blue still. Like you just want to get so much value on him that you're being greedy. Like, dude, if he
Yeah.
hits me a popsicle and then like you're going aggro on me, and I need to crash into him. Like if you hit my popsicle and then I would just take out your SME, I'm fine with that. Like I'll take it.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
You
it's
know,
probably
you
gonna die to
already
a
did
storm
what you
anyways,
wanted
right?
to.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna die to a storm anyways. So I might as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I like his list though, actually. It looks
Yeah.
nice.
I want to mess with something like that, but we'll see if I waste my time on it. And then shout out to James. Oh yeah, let's talk about James. He did make top 16. He played this. He played the Prince Johns, the Sword of Truth. I like his list.
Yeah.
I don't think Prince John is necessary. And if you guys are ever in a hot streak, don't be dummy like James and then ID the last 3 rounds. 'Cause
Yeah,
then you get a
shit's
lower.
crazy,
Then you
bro.
get a lower seed. Especially when you're playing
Yeah.
for play draw. Like I told him, if you're that worried about not making top 16, then play one more game. If you lose it, then ID the next 2.
Right.
But being scared to play your next game, like even if you lose that one and then ID the next 2, like you're more than likely good. Like you're scared way too early.
Yeah.
But me personally, I would always play for seeding. He said it wouldn't have mattered, but it does matter. Like yeah, you can still lose 2 variants, but if you both draw ideal and you're the better player, like you should win on the draw, right? I mean on the play.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. He was telling me that like his Medusas were doing really well that day.
I was about
'Cause
to
he's
say
on
like
4.
I was about to say this is too much in my opinion, but
I thought so too. I played him and I was like, I think you should go 4 Sisu 3 Medusa. I think that is
yeah, I
how
would
it should
prefer
be.
that too. Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
since he's playing
But
the 3 baby Sisu.
even
Dude,
then, I think it's
throwing
fine.
like a baby Sisu down and then shifting onto it later, like it's so crap. Like
Oh, it is. Yeah. I hated that when they were doing it to me.
so yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to everybody top 16 and top choice. Let's go quickly to the WWC or
Oh my
world class
gosh,
cards.
so much
Wait, I mean,
blue.
shout out Collectible Exchange Red Saber Games, right?
Oh
For
yeah,
the tourney.
shout out to
Yeah, shout out
Rob for
Yeah,
the
shout out
tournament.
Rob.
Obviously top choice and Rob are like the ones hosting the biggest tournaments out here in SoCal. So hopefully we get
Yeah.
a couple more stories that are willing to do it, and then hopefully they keep doing it consistently, right?
Oh, also want to shout out Phil again.
Oh
Best
yeah,
judge,
definitely.
best judge, bro. And he hooked
100%
me up
best
with my
judge.
last Japanese whole new world. So, hey, shout out you, bro. Appreciate you. I don't have to
Shout
go struggle to find the last whole new world that people are just greedily holding on to.
Yeah. So this guy, So the finals was 2 Sapphire Steels, and then top 8 was all Sapphire. So I'm sure everybody's mad about that. So this guy, the main thing I see is the Chicha, the spiciest thing, and I guess the Jim Hawkins. But if you guys start seeing Chichas going around, it's because of this guy. I think him and who was it? I forgot the other guy's name. I saw it on. Oh, I think this guy, Sky, right? Did Sky win this?
It's
this actually
Sky.
Sky?
Yeah, that's
Sky,
that's
right?
Sky. It's Skylar. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Sky. He took it all with the Chicha. He's a big advocate for Chicha. He's always has been. I'm not a big fan of it, but I mean, obviously, something happened here. So, other than that, regular blue steel besides the Chicha, right? I can see it like without Chicha. I just think Workshop's still cracked still, but I know a lot of people are taking out of blue steel. I would probably still play as a 1-0. But yeah. And then we have this guy, which we'll show just because he is the one that got closest to the top with the arrow in, right? So some people were playing Hades. I think he just kind of went out like, I'm going to take out the Hades. I won't out your big things, but I'll have more threats now, right? Or harder to remove threats. Like in the mirror, this is harder to remove. So if you keep the item, like if you have more items on board, then they're not going to be able to remove it, right? So the only thing that sucks
He's
is
just
that...
playing like, he's playing like standard items, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing that sucks is that if you're behind and you can't remove their Tom or something, like it's gonna be a lot harder, right? Because this guy is playing 2 Zeuses, no Hades, so
Yeah. Yeah,
no
it's kind
last
of rough.
cannons.
But I mean, he got second though, so
yeah.
it worked
Yeah,
out for
that's
him, right?
Yeah, that's beast, right?
We'll just kind of show the top 4, see if they have anything spicy in here. It's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple people asked me how I felt with no Maleficent on my list. I felt fine, honestly. Thinking back to my games, I don't think there's ever a game where I'm like, dang, I wish I had a Maleficent. So,
I want people to play more Maleficents just so the foils go back up high, so I can sell mine. 'Cause I'm trying to get rid of all my foils. So.
I know. I saw
Yeah,
you
keep
reply
playing
to
the Maleficents.
I saw you reply to say they're telling him on X. So yeah, that was top 4. I don't think there's anything else spicy. And then we'll go on to this 127 player tournament in Spain. Ruby Amethyst took out first place. Everybody thought it was dead, but here you go, first place.
To be fair, like Europeans, man, they stick to their red purple. Like, and for whatever reason, it keeps working. But they probably have some really good red purple players over there. So, props to them. But they stay on red purple. Yeah, Donald Duck's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a cool card for sure.
I mean, it makes sense in here, right? Be prep and then
B-prep.
yeah, that's it. But imagine you seeing Bree prep when they're at 20 lore. You lost.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Imagine doing that. That's crazy. Yeah. All right, buddy. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, so shout out to this guy. Honestly, it's probably like the biggest highlight over the weekend. Red purple taking first.
That's pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So I'm not happy about that. Purple red's my arch nemesis. I always lose. Like anywhere where I'm in a tournament that matters, I always face a purple red when it matters, and they always beat me. Never fails.
Shout out Kenny, right?
Yeah, shout out Kenny.
Shout out Kenny.
He's not the only one. That's what I'm saying. Like it's happened to me multiple times. And then this guy is playing like Kiwi Birds list, kind of with Finum Platinum. Looks pretty simple. Kiwi Birds.
I wouldn't say it's Kiwi, is it?
Is it? Oh,
no, there's no Alice.
It's more like
there's no Alice or Pluto.
Yeah, it's more Artifacts list. My bad. Or as Hector would say, his list, his back-to-back list. No, well, back-to-back also runs like Alice's and Pluto's.
Yeah.
This, I would say, more Artifacts list for everybody that's watches it more. We'll look at this here. Purple Steel this real quick. I do think the Purple Steel with the Maleficence makes your red-blue matchup a lot better. I don't know if I would play them though, like every other.
It for sure does.
Yeah.
It for sure does,
worse
but
than
I
every
don't.
other matchup though, right?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like Maleficent. I think it's a bad card.
Yeah. I mean,
but,
round 7, I did lose because he started with turn 1 Maleficent, and then I didn't have T-Ball on 2, so got him a lot of lore.
Man,
right.
Maleficent giving my Daisy just a free trade is so cool too. Like when I have a Daisy and I can just run my Daisy into it and just take 1 damage is so nice.
This person put Amber Steel aggro, but they obviously don't know what Adam defines as aggro.
Nah, Adam's just hyper aggro, right? This is just aggro. So
yeah, because it doesn't. This one doesn't have wheel, so it's basically
Yeah.
basically just like it looks like Diggy Hole without the Dwarven mines, and it's got Svens and stuff. So
Diggy Hole.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then turn a dog.
turn a dog, pretty cool.
So I think
there it is, yeah.
I think
Amazon.
I think I think two Turner dogs made it to Sunday's world class event for the Sunday event.
That's crazy.
I can't guarantee it, but honestly, this list is kind of cooking some people, so it's pretty good, or it's okay into red blue, and then it's pretty good into blue steel. So
Yeah.
You know what
and
it's not
then
good into? Purple steel.
And then we forgot to mention because we started going like super quick into this. Carlos played today too, right? And you also top 8, or you top cut?
Yeah, I was literally number 1 seed, which is,
Fire.
and then I lost
You
literally
lost.
top 8. I was like, shit. I was so upset, but you know,
It happens. But you misplayed though,
variance.
right? Like it was kind of your fault.
I literally misplayed game 1, and that basically just kind of changed the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I'll just start from like the overall thing. It was 6 rounds of Swiss. I went 3-0. It was against Blue Steel. It wasn't like the most optimal Blue Steel. He only had like 2 Tomatoes because he didn't buy the rest. But yeah, it wasn't the most optimal Blue Steel. But yeah, and then it was Blue Steel, the Amber Steel Adams build, and then what was it? And then another Amber Steel, but it was the Steel Fossa. And then I go against green purple Diablo deck discard, and he 2-0s me. It was also 2-game format, but yeah. So he 2-0s me. The next one I'm going up against a blue red player, and he was 3-0-1. So I'm like, you want to split? Because I didn't want to play that match. I was like, I'll get cooked. So we decided to just split that. So I'm 3-1-1. Hector ends up winning his, so he's 3-1-1. We play each other, and we don't really say like, hey, if you get game 1, obviously I'll give you game 2, like stuff like that. We're just like, let's just play it out. I 2-0 him, but honestly, it was like so bad. Like I just had the perfect curve. Um, like he opened up like Bell, and that's fine with me. I opened up Diablo, and I was just like, Quest, play Calhoun. And like, yeah, so like if he wants to do that, if he wants to take that trade, that's fine with me. But yeah, he ramped on turn 2, played a played a popsicle or fortitude or whatever. So then I clear his bell with my Calhoun, play Benja so that he doesn't drop Hiram and draw, and then I just kind of flood my board. After that, he play, even though he has like a Scrooge, but I'll go like Pete 1 drop, and then I stay standing, play a character, sing strength, clear his Scrooge, pass, or like quest pass, and then he plays Tamatoa, play a character, sing strength, quest, and yeah, it was rough, dude. It was such a bad match for him.
Yeah.
But that was the highlight of my day, just 2-0ing him.
Giving him the clap, huh?
Yeah, bro. He's always giving me shit, so it's just like, you know.
It's always nice to get the clap back every once in a while.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no,
so
I gotta get you guys back at some point, man. You guys are always killing me. So
I don't think we played that much, Carlos.
I will say, this is back-to-back big tournaments where I played one of you fuckers round 1, and it's so annoying, bro. Like,
oh yeah, that's
last
true.
week I played Danny, and then this week I played Cesar. It's like, I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
it sucks
this is
today.
just-
Yesterday I played against two homies.
yeah.
I mean, I played against multiple people I knew, but I played against like, I guess teammates,
Like
like you guys
teammates.
in the cookout, and then Hector, and like
Hector's
my actual
teammates.
team.
Yeah.
That sucks, but
Yeah, so
so the top 8 there was red, blue, 4 blue steels, a yellow steel,
So-
purple, green, and purple steel, right?
yeah, so top seed was me as purple steel. Second place was the purple green. Third place was blue red. Fourth was blue steel, I think kiwi type. I don't remember. Fifth place was another blue steel. That one was for sure kiwi. Sixth was blue steel chicha. Seventh was uh, there was 4 blue steels. I think it was another blue steel. Yeah, it was another blue steel, but like the diggy hole type. And then 8th place was amber steel. The guy had 2-0'd um, the steel fossil.
Yeah, so it's pretty funny,
And
right? Like Red Saber top 16, there's like 1 blue steel, and then this one was like mostly blue steel.
and 1 blue red.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty funny. But I
Yeah, it's
mean,
crazy.
they showed the list that won Saturday at World Class, right? So that affected the meta in a
Yeah.
sense. So
Right.
like the people that aren't like up to date with the meta, like at the very second, got by Ariel, right? And got
Yeah.
by the Chicha builds. So
Also,
Yeah.
people are fiending for those deck lists, bro. Like they
No, it's
switched like
true.
immediately.
yeah,
Like the tournament was pretty early today, right? Like 10?
yeah.
It was
So
at
for
10
them to
a.m.
switch that early
Yeah,
is
that
crazy.
shit is crazy. They like
Well,
are fiending for deck
These guys must
lists.
have not even practiced, or unless they
Yeah,
did not
they
bro.
just
sleep.
like they just
Unless
raw
they did
dog their
not
list. It's
sleep.
crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah, there was like people on like those lists today, and then there was people also on Adam's list today. So it's like,
Yeah.
what the heck, dude?
Yeah, like
It's like
not
that
sleeping. They
tournament
probably
wasn't.
just woke up and like
Yeah,
stayed
and,
up all
like
night
ink
testing.
on Inkdex, it wasn't even up until like 2, 3 a.m. So I'm just like, what the heck, bro?
Yeah,
Um,
these people raw dog their list too. And
yeah,
hey, props to them, man. If you can top with it, that's crazy. That's cool, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, my top 8, like, I'm going first, right? And like, I have a broom and a Pete going into turn 4, and he has a Daisy Smee and a Lawrence, I believe. Uh, the the Smee only had 1 damage, but I hit with my broom into the Daisy, so that way, like, if I draw, um, trying to draw basically into a bounce for the most part, but I didn't play my character. I ended up just hitting with the Pete, and then I was like, I'm cooked. Because I didn't want to like hit with a Pete at first, but I made that misplay, and as soon as I hit, I was like, that was the wrong thing to do. So I ended up just like going Genie and draw from Genie, draw from the broom, and then pass, and then he just goes Lawrence hits my Pete, clears it, and then Rapunzel draws 3. So now I'm only one character down. I'm only on one character, and then he has 2, and then he played no 3 characters. He passed it, quest pass, and then I only had like 4 drops mostly in my hand and the cannons. So I was just like, okay, we'll play another. I think another Genie draw. Uh, ink pass, and he goes Daisy Daisy. Quest out. Pass, and then the next turn he goes Quest Daisy, Chimpo, and I'm like, I'm cooked, bro. Like that Rapunzel gave him so much value. So that misplay cost me game 1. Game 2, it was kind of close, but I was able to kind of stabilize and take that game. And then game 3, my starting hand was Snake, Cobra, Genie, Rabbit, and Broom, Chernobog. So no 2-drop, aside from Snake. I ink a Snake, play a 1-drop, and he starts with Cindy. So Cindy sings out, and I'm like, okay. Ink, play my other 1-drop, pass. He has another song. So I'm just like,
Nope.
I don't have anything to play on turn 3. I think I just play like Heat, and I'm like, pass. But at that point, he has like 4 characters on board.
I think in that scenario, I think you could have maybe like this is obviously hindsight 2020, but I think you could have if he didn't establish another singer, you could have gone for 2 double 1-drop, just ink
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
snake
say the
on
same
2,
thing.
and then do double 1-drop on 2, and force them to make the choice. If he had double singer, like if he had like
Hmm.
Cindy Turtle, that's fucked. But like he's playing Mufasa, so it probably didn't, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Ethan
I
knows
think in
that.
that one,
And Ethan knows that from mirrors.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, like you
I
make him make the choice.
right. So
Yeah.
I literally thought that exact same thing right after I played my 1-drop. I was
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah.
yeah, I was like, I should have just waited and just have him. He can play 3 characters if he wants, and I'm like, I just need to establish some type of board
Do you think
and be able to
do
play.
do you think that was maybe from some tilt from the first
Oh,
game? Like,
yeah, for
were
sure.
you like a little bit like mentally like tilted a little bit?
Yeah, dude. After
Okay,
that
yeah.
misplay, I was like quiet most of that game. I was just like, ink this, play, pass. Like I was saying the most minimal amount of words.
I,
And yeah,
I, 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 and again, I am very like, I know I get in my head sometimes too. I will speak to that. When I lost to you, Caesar, that game one, when I was on the draw and I was at 18 lore, and you answered my board like 3 different times, and you had like 3 cards left in your deck, I was so sad.
No,
And
I
then like the
bet.
next turn, like the next game, like I wheeled once, and like my hand was like 3 Zeus and like a
damn.
bunch of 4 drops, and you had nothing on board but a Maui. I was like, this game's fucking over. It's
Yeah.
so over. I didn't see a Rapunzel. I didn't see shit. So yeah, it was pretty sad.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Honestly, like,
And I think I misplayed. I misplayed questing my Lawrence the turn before. I shouldn't have quested. That was bad. But that was like that tilt. Like I just was like, fuck, man, I'm so tilted from this, like from the first game.
Right.
Because you
Yeah.
just Maui'd into my Lawrence, and I just had nothing in hand, or I had just Bianca on board, which is so bad.
yeah.
So
I mean, honestly, I know there's controversy going around about Zan right now, but like, shout out to Zan because I think in the finals of Vegas, he misplayed, and he literally said to the judge like, "I need to step away from a moment," and give him mad props to that because in Seattle I misplayed and it caused me to create more misplays that I don't think it would have really mattered. But I do notice that like when I misplay and I catch myself, like I do like 2 or 3 more misplays that same game. So I mean, I don't think it's against the rules to just ask the judge for like a little break, and just be like, hey, I need to step away for a little bit, to kind of
Yeah.
recollect yourself. Because after that coil misplay I did, against the red blue player, I also did another misplay with a coil. Like I had another coil in hand, and I inked twice cards that I didn't really want to ink, or cards that I could have kept. Like I inked the vision, which in all reality I could have kept to dig a little bit better later. But what I should have done was play coil, trigger Great Stone Dragon, and then that would have done it, right? I could play my second coil and then trigger Great Stone. Instead, I inked my second coil in hand, and then triggered Great Stone Dragon to get the double coil activation, which is dumb because then I lost an item, and then like I lost the second coil in my hand that would have kind of given me right.
Yeah.
So yeah, like just kind of you guys really need to do it. Like step away because I think we all fall victim to that. Like right, like you're so upset that you keep making more misplays. Like if you're so in your head, you're gonna make another misplay, right? And it's happened to me a lot of times too.
100%.
So I mean, if you need to step away,
100%, yeah.
step away, or I would say just step away. Even if you don't want to say like, hey, I need to step away because I made a misplay. Like just say, hey, I need a bathroom break and go wash your face or something. Try to recollect yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Because you
Take
just
some
make
deep breaths.
yeah. Because honestly, it affects you a lot. Like it's happened to me a lot too. So and in big stakes.
I
That's a pro
Yeah.
hack too. The pro hack is you can ask a judge to go use the restroom. So that is a pro hack. You can go to the restroom, recollect yourself.
wash your
Obviously, you don't
face,
want to like yeah. Obviously, there's like don't do
Take
things that you
forever.
shouldn't be doing. Like yeah, don't be doing things that you shouldn't be doing. Like or like taking your phone or something like that because electronics are like not allowed in games. But like
right.
go to the restroom, collect yourself, like Caesar said, wash your face, just take a few deep breaths and recollect, and then go back to the game and try and like fix the problems.
Yeah,
that
try to
you,
forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. Just move on.
No, yeah, and it's just like, because I felt like I played perfectly in Swiss. Like I did exactly what I was supposed to, and then just getting into that top 8. I think maybe I just felt like a little confident since I
I
had
mean, you
already
also
like beaten him in
played. You also
Swiss.
played like a 12-hour tournament the day before, and then played another bunch of games.
Yep.
Like, I
Right.
mean, it
Yeah.
does get to you. Eventually. Dude,
Yeah.
I got
So
home
I
and like, sorry to cut you off. I got home and I
yeah.
fell asleep at 12:30 a.m. Like same as today, but I was so tired yesterday. Like I hit the bed and I
Yeah.
was out, and like that goes to
Yeah.
show you like. I woke up the same time, like I got the same amount of sleep yesterday. The only difference was that I played a card game and used my brain for 14 hours versus today that I was woke same amount of sleep, probably gonna go to sleep at the same time, and I feel a lot less tired. So I imagine you, bro,
Yeah.
playing like that long, and then playing the next
Yeah.
day that long. Like you're bound to make a misplay out of tiredness.
Right. Yeah. No, yesterday I got home probably like at 1:15 in the morning. I probably didn't go to sleep till like 1:45. And then I got up at like 8. 8. Yeah, like 8. Also, I was like, dude, I am so cooked today. But,
Hey, you still top.
I mean, yeah, I mean the deck honestly the deck just performed really well. It didn't it didn't my deck didn't cost me a game until game 3 of top 8.
Yeah.
And
But
in that instance, right, you cost yourself the game because you made the wrong choice, right? Because of the tilt. The
Yeah.
double one drop. I think if you resolve the double one drop, I think you're okay.
Yeah, 'cause
You
then
will
you had
be
a
able to
bounce,
stay
right?
away.
Then you can bounce.
Yeah, because I had the Pete and then I had snakes and all that, so I was like, on my turn 3, I probably would have just kept my thing standing, play the Pete, and that way I can just like play another character, start singing strength, and start clearing things out, stuff like that. So
All right.
yeah, like you said, like in hindsight, I should have just not played anything in turn 1.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking, I was like, all right, I feel like I could just draw into a freaking 2-drop. So yeah, but
Yeah.
guess
But you
not.
don't want to go off the top of your deck, right?
Right,
You got to play
exactly.
with what you have,
So
especially if you have like a playable line, which is skip your turn 2, play double one drop on 2. I mean
yeah,
on 2.
yeah, skip turn 1 and then double
Yeah.
too.
You feel like you lose a little bit of tempo, but not really, because if they have the song, like, and majority of the time they do, like your one drop's
Yeah,
just dead, right? And then you're just like super screwed. So it's most
yeah,
of the time, if you see a Cindy and you're playing like a mirror or something, it's better to like in the mirrors is better, unless you have a Daisy, right? But like in the mirror, if you have double Cindy in hand, it's probably better to like skip turn 1 Cindy if they have one already, and then on turn 2 double Cindy, right?
Yep.
yeah.
So,
Yep.
but with that basically ends the episode. Just want to shout out, or not shout out, but talk about upcoming tournaments. We actually do have news already on some upcoming tournaments. That's good, because we thought we're gonna have a dry spell. But Fran, if any of you guys know Lorcana Fran, shout out to her.
Yeah.
She's a Lorcana content creator, obviously. She is gonna, I guess, like collab. I don't know exactly what it is, but she's gonna do a tournament. But it's gonna be hosted at Top Choice Gaming. That is on April 13th. I kind of asked her to clarify a little bit about it. I don't know if Danny can edit in the photo of the flyer. But it's a 64 player tournament. Because she's gonna have, I put quotations, because she's gonna have 2 pods of 32 players, and those pods are gonna be double elimination pods. So it is a 64 player, but it's actually 32 player tournaments because you're in 2 different pods, right? She said if Top Choice gives her permission to like have this space, then she'll host another 32 player pod if there's that much interest. So it might be like a 94 player tournament, 3 32 player pods. I think the prize out for each pod is like 1.2k or something like that. And I think it's a $40 entry or $50 entry. And then the way the double elim works, I think the loser bracket and the winner bracket, once you get to the end, I think it's gonna be a best of 5 to make it like the fairest, right? Like if you guys play fighting game tournaments and they have double elim, like usually the loser has to beat the winner bracket twice, right? So you have to like beat them twice to make it fair. Because imagine being the winner bracket all day and you get to the loser bracket winner and you lose first thing and then you're just out. Like that sucks, right? You have to go undefeated and then lose once and then you're just out. So I think she said to solve that, she's gonna, instead of like playing twice like fighting games, I think she's gonna make like the last round like a best of 5 or something like that. Which I think it makes it a little bit better, because I mean, in a best of 5 like variance shouldn't matter, which is why they did it for like worlds, like I mean for like continentals they did the finals like that, right, to make variance kind of a little bit less of a factor. So that's pretty cool. And then collectible exchange, I talked to Rob, he's gonna host another tournament. He gave me the date, I forgot, tied it the 26th of April, or
I think
he
it's
said
that.
he said he wanted to do the end of the month for the next 3 months. Like it's like his circuit. So he wants to do like one big tournament every month, leading up to his set champs, which is going to be at the end of May, and that's going to be like a big prize pool, like a lot of product on top of the set champs pricing as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think he did say the 26th.
yeah,
For
I forgot what
Yeah.
he said the pricing was gonna be too. I think he said like first place was, damn, I can't remember. I think it was like 2 D23 Mickeys or something like that.
Yeah,
second
something
place was like a full playset of foil Rapunzels.
Yeah.
Obviously set 1 regular foil Rapunzel, not like
Not
Yeah.
the not the,
Not the DLCs.
DLC. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
You'd rather get third, fourth place
yeah,
at that
exactly.
point.
And like third and fourth,
Like you get the top 4, you're like, yeah, you got it, buddy. I'll take my 4
and like the
Rapunzels.
rest was gonna be like Baymax promo and then like other stuff. So decent
Like
pricing.
Cusco promos.
He said it's gonna be like a 2.5k in pricing kind of. So there's 2 upcoming tournaments
pretty
already. I think TCG was gonna host another one. I gotta confirm. Don't quote me on this, but they might host another one before Set Champs too. And then obviously I think Set Champs starts on the
It's May.
28th of
It's all
April
of
or the
May.
first week of May?
I think it's all May.
Oh yeah,
Just the
it's
month
gonna be
of
the
May.
first weekend of May, right? So like I forgot because it's only
Yeah.
Saturdays and Sundays. So said Champ starts 3rd and 4th, I think. So honestly,
Yeah.
thanks to Fran and now that I'm thinking about these two tournaments, Top Choice might not do anything. I might have to talk to them and see if they might, because basically we have this week free of no tournament, and then the week after that is Fran's. I guess they could do one on the 19th would be the most ideal thing, and we will literally, if they do Top Choice does one on the 19th, then we will literally have like 6 weeks
Tournaments
of
every week,
tournaments
right?
back to back. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be crazy.
But
Honestly,
the thing is,
I'm
like, it's
okay
been
with it
so
right now though.
yeah, it's been so nice. It's been so nice having these local stores do
Yeah.
these big tournaments because we really have nothing to play. Not say nothing to play for, because the game is still very fun and I
Yeah.
always enjoy playing the game. But like, I really am looking forward to the time where they announce DLCs so I can make plans to travel with like you guys or friends and go to these big tournaments and have like it's part of the experience. The experience is so fun,
Yeah.
like just traveling with friends and just grinding out the games. And even if you don't do so well, obviously you want to do well at these big tournaments. That is obviously the ultimate goal. But even not doing so well at these big tournaments, it is still very fun to go with your friends and have a good time. So looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
100%. So I mean,
Yeah.
if Top Choice makes it, it's gonna be like 6 weeks of tournaments back to back. So they might not do it, because honestly that becomes too much too, and then some people might not go to the tournaments, right?
Yeah.
But it's cool.
I'm
I mean,
just like I like it. I like it like every other weekend, just because I like to be home. So
no, I get it.
For
Yeah,
free.
it's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all we got. If you guys know of any stores doing any tournaments, feel free to shoot us a message on Insta or anything. But you guys got anything? You guys got anything else?
Eddie wanted us to shout out
Oh yeah,
Collectors Lounge too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool little newer shop. I think. I
yeah.
think they're a newer
Eddie
shop
was
out
at
in
a
Cyprus.
tournament today.
Yeah.
There they
They had
do
a
they do
enchanted
enchanted
tourney
tournaments.
today, I
Yeah,
Yeah, and they do some enchanted tourneys. So they're
Yeah.
and I think you played versus him last week at TCG.
I think
Seems like
so.
a really
Yeah,
nice guy.
yeah. I had
Really
someone
cool
tell me
guy.
that their name was Cesar, and he took a picture
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah. So.
But I didn't know he was a shop owner.
Yeah, but yeah,
That's
shout
cool.
out to you guys. Keep it going, and maybe we'll be able to roll through to a tournament sometime.
Yeah,
And I
dude.
also wanted to shout out VJet again because like we've been brewing like Amber Steel for a while. I know it's hard to get through all these red blue decks, but hey, we got to stick to it, right? We got to keep grinding. We'll figure out a build eventually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You got anything?
Yeah,
Carlos?
I'll go next if you don't mind. Oh well, one shout out Rob and Red River Games Collectible Exchange. That shop cool as fuck. Rob super cool, helping making this big tournament happen. So really appreciate that. And then shout out to Red and Sleeveless. That's the tournament that was today out here in San Diego. They had like a 51 player turnout, which is pretty big for a San Diego tournament. To be honest, I feel like we don't really get tournaments as much, but I hope that this just kind of pushes other shops to do tournaments like that. Because yeah, they'll definitely get like players out here. So yeah, there was like people from like West Hollywood and like just like
Dude, at
from
Rob's
far
tournament,
out.
we had
Still
people
coming
from
in.
Vegas. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like people will drive out here. They'll do it.
I'm gonna
Um,
see if I can get the
and
shop Big Deck Energy right here next to me. Host a big tournament. But for them,
yeah,
I'm sure it's scary because they I think they're locals. I haven't been able to go, but their locals have been like 8 players or something like that. So, but I thought I'm gonna
okay.
talk to them. But like, I hope you guys know, like, if you guys hold like a 3K tournament, I'm sure you guys will get like 60 players.
Yeah. No, like honestly, I think the cookout will probably show up. So
Yeah,
that's at least 7 people there.
yeah,
But yeah, and then I just want to say thanks to everyone. A lot of people came up to me asking for like my deck list and like kind of explain to them like the way I play it and stuff like that. It just helps me feel good. I'm always iffy on like my deck list, and people are always like, "Oh, I don't know about Purple Steel," or like it's like I don't know how it is into the meta. I feel like it's not that great, but no, the deck can perform. I think you just have to be able to pilot it fairly well and just kind of be patient with it. But yeah, so I just want to thank you to everyone for that, giving me support. Love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out all my opponents on Saturday because obviously like everyone in Lorcana is always so friendly, but today was like like one of the first days that I'm playing. I just like when I'm playing, I get so like locked in on playing that I forget about everything else. Like I forget about the cookout, I forget about everything. I don't even talk about it. But like I had a couple people randomly like come up and tell me what's up. I'm assuming from the cookout, like watching our videos and stuff. Because I'm very bad with names and faces. And then like a couple of people I played today or yesterday, I was like, oh, like I am part of the like a podcast. You guys check it out. And they most of them that I told, I don't know if they didn't recognize me from the podcast, but most of them that I told, like once they looked it up, they're like, oh, I already watch you guys. I was like, oh, cool. So like huge shout out for all the support and everybody that watches us and you know
Yeah.
likes our channel and stuff. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Other than that, shout out to Rob and shout out to all the stores, you know, doing the heavy lifting for Ravensburger at the moment. And then, yeah, I think
We're working on merch.
oh,
or
that's
some
an,
kind of
thank
stuff,
you
yeah.
for. If you guys want merch, guys, I know some people are asking us. We're handing out some keychains. If you guys are interested in that, let us know in the comments. Like if you guys want shirts, hats, let us know what kind of merch you guys might want. We're trying to look at stuff to see if we can do something for you guys. If you guys do want merch, obviously a lot of this stuff comes out of our pocket, just to kind of give to the community. And you know, we know people always like to wear stuff and you know, like use that stuff. So let us know what you guys are interested. So we're not just you know doing stuff that people might not want. I know we got an interest in shirts, so we're looking into that right now. But some of it's kind of hard if you're not buying in bulk, you know. So
Yeah.
but yeah, let us know in the comments down below. Other than that, we don't really say it at the end of the videos. Check out our socials, especially like the main social Cookout. Instagram is where we're most active. I think it's just at the Lorcana Cookout, and then on X we have an X too at the Lorcana Cookout. I think we have a Facebook too at the Lorcana Cookout.
I don't
Should all
think
be
we
in.
did.
I think we do. I just don't think we post that much. Make sure you follow us on all those, and then if you guys want our personal socials, it's all down there too. Give us a follow. I think I might make a Instagram account for just Lorcana because I don't have my Instagram down there just because it's like more personal stuff where I have like family pictures and stuff. So I might make that. If I do, I'll post it down there. But the one I am active on sometimes, not always, is on X. So if you guys could shoot me a follow on that, just because I am trying to become more like I don't know if I'll make videos besides this, but I am trying to become like more active in the scene. It's just I'm not very social when it comes to like I'm very bad at like talking in Discord and stuff. Like some people are like, "Who are you?" and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really talk on Discord and stuff."
You're like, I'm a top 8 Mickey winner. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, I think that's all we got for today, guys. Thank you. It was kind of a long video. It was only us three. This is why we kind of don't talk about our deck list because it drags out the video a lot more. But I mean, if you guys
Or
want
talk
it,
about our tournament results.
yeah, if you guys
But
want
yeah,
it, you know, we'll give you guys what you want.
right.
But yeah, I think that's all we got. Hopefully we'll see you guys around. Probably no one this week because there's no tournaments this weekend, so I'll probably just chill at home. I'm sure most of you guys will too because we just had 2 tournaments back to back. Well, you had 3,
Yeah.
but we had 2 weekends back to back with tournaments.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we're out. Keep on. What does Danny say? Keep on cooking. Keep on questing.
Keep on
We're
questing.
gonna try to
right?
get that on the
Yeah.
shirt if you guys want that. Keep on cooking. Keep on questing. Peace.
Peace
Later.
out, guys.